Hello. In this tutorial, we will continue with the concept of match function, and we will use match in conjunction with another function to show you how to find the fifth largest or sixth largest or nth largest or nth smallest number from a given list. If it is just to find, say, we want to find the maximum value in a list or the minimum value in a list, we can do it very easily by using just max or min function. But if we are in a situation where we need to find out the fourth largest or third largest or second smallest or some such number, then we cannot use max or min. And in such situation, the use of match and another function called large and small can make the situation very easy to handle. So let me show you how to do that. Here I have got a list of countries and their GDPs in this table, and the column C is the list of countries arranged in alphabetical order, and column D has their corresponding GDP. And the objective here is to find out the second largest or the fifth smallest country in terms of GDP, and we can change this to any figure and our answer should change correspondingly, automatically, dynamically. Now, to do that, I have split this into three different parts so that the process and the concept is simpler to understand. So, the first thing that we need to know is when we say, give me the second largest economy, we need to answer ourselves, what is that second largest GDP in this list here? So first we need to find out what is the second largest GDP, the value of that second largest GDP. So we type in equal to, and the function which will help us to find the second largest or any largest number is called large. So we type in equal to and large. And large function, it returns the kth largest value in a data set. So we just select that large, and now it is asking for array. And the array is cell or range D6 to D196. That is the column, the range of GDPs that we got in our list. So in that range, it will find whatever largest number we ask it to do. So then we press comma, and now it is asking for the value k. K means the order, the second largest, third largest, fourth largest, so on. And that value is captured in cell G6. So we just type in cell G6 and close the bracket and press enter. So now it is saying that the second largest GDP is $11,383 billion. Now that we have found the second largest GDP, we now need to find out what is the row number of that particular GDP. Now for that, we will use match. We say match and match, and it now is asking for the lookup value, what value we are trying to search. So we are trying to search the GDP, which is in cell H6, then comma, and now the array. So we now need to specify where is the list or the data range where it will search that GDP value. So the data range is D6 to D196. We scroll up and then we place a comma, and now we should be using an exact match because we want to find the exact location for this particular exact value. And then we close the bracket. So that gives us row number 34. Now we know that the second largest GDP, whose value is 11 trillion, is in the row number 34. So now we will be using a function called offset, whose uses I have already explained you in the previous video. So, and that offset function will return the name of the country. We say equal to offset, and it needs a reference, the starting point. So the starting point is cell C5. So that is the starting point, that is a reference. And from that reference, it will go certain rows up or down and certain column left or right. And at that location, whatever value it finds, it will return that value. So now it is asking for row. The row is row number 34, which is in cell I6. So we refer to cell I6. And column, because we are referring to cell C5 and we want to go down in the same column, therefore we don't need to specify any value for column. We just say 0 and we close the bracket. And that is giving us the value China. So it is saying the second largest economy is China. Let's verify that. So we just go to row 34 and see if the value is China. Go to 34, scroll down, and in row number 34, here, 34, it's China, whose GDP is 11,383 billion or 11.3 trillion. So that's how we use the large function large to find the second largest. You can change this value and this will change automatically. So we can now say, give me the third largest GDP, which is 4 trillion, and the answer is Japan. So on. We can also use the same function to find the first largest, which is United States. We could have simply used the max function to find the largest GDP, but then this would have failed for other scenarios. Now, to find the smallest or nth smallest country in terms of GDP, we use the function small. We type in equal to, and just like large, we type small, and it will require an array to look for the data, and the array is same D6 to D196, and in that array we have to specify which smallest value we want, the first smallest, the second smallest, the third smallest, so on. So we just type in the value or refer to cell G7 and we close the bracket. Now it will find the fifth smallest GDP in the list, which is $0.16 billion. Now we need to find the row number, so we use the same match function. Match, lookup value is 0.16. The lookup array is D6 to D196, and this has to be a exact match. So we type in 0 for exact match, which is here, 0 exact match, and close the bracket. That gives us a row of 85, which means the fifth smallest GDP country is in the 85th row. So we just use the function offset, cell C5, the row number we refer to cell I7, and the column, because the reference is in the cell C5 and we will be moving down in the same column, so the column value will be 0, and we close the bracket, and that gives us Kiribati. Let's check that whether 85th row is indeed Kiribati or not. And 85th row here, 85th row. Now when I say 85th row, it's not the absolute. The absolute row is 90. It is 85th in relation to the start of the top of the column, top of the row in this table. So it is relative position. 85th is the relative position in the list. So that gives us Kiribati, and we can similarly say, give me the third smallest, which is Egypt. And actually there is no data for Egypt. So let's say 10th smallest, which is Tonga. So using this way, you can combine match and large and small to figure out the smallest and the largest, the nth smallest or the nth largest value in a list. And this can come very handy in certain situations. One more thing to know, we can combine these 3 steps into one step by having all these formulas or all these calculations in the same cell. Well, that's going to complicate the formula, and it will be slightly difficult for other person to understand, but you will have everything done in one single cell.